everyone. Welcome back to Clip Your English. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jake. Thanks for joining us today.
So, Jake, I know a lot of our listeners are probably tired of downloading app after app trying to learn English, right?
Oh, absolutely. My phone's like packed with language apps I never use anymore. Duolingo, Babbel, Busuu, you name it.
Same here. I had like 15 different apps on my home screen. That's exactly why today we're talking about the best ways to learn English in 2025 without relying on apps.
And by the end of this episode, you'll discover some super practical methods that actually work. Methods you can start using today, right from your living room.
Plus, we'll share a secret that most English teachers don't want you to know. So stick around. You might be shocked at how simple, effective learning can actually be. Trust me on this one.
All right, Rachel. So let's be honest here. Why don't apps work for most people? I mean, they're so popular.
Well, think about it. Apps are convenient, sure. They're colorful, they're fun, they send you notifications, but they're kind of like, how do I put this? They're like eating candy instead of a real meal.
What do you mean exactly?
They give you this quick satisfaction. You complete a lesson, you get points, maybe a little celebration animation with confetti. But are you actually learning to communicate? Like really communicate with real people?
Oh, wow. That's so true. I remember spending weeks on this one app. I was getting perfect scores, feeling really confident. And then when I tried to have a real conversation with my neighbor, I completely froze up. It was embarrassing.
Exactly. Because apps teach you isolated words and phrases. The cat is on the table. I would like to buy a banana. But they don't teach you how language actually flows in real life, how people actually talk.
So what's the alternative? What should people do instead? I mean, where do we even start?
This is where it gets interesting. The number one thing that changed everything for me was shadowing. And I discovered this completely by accident.
Shadowing? Like following someone around? That sounds creepy.
No. Language shadowing. It's where you listen to native speakers and repeat what they're saying at the same time they're saying it, like you're their echo.
Ooh, that sounds challenging and kind of weird, to be honest.
It is at first. I felt really silly doing it. But here's the thing. It trains your mouth muscles, your rhythm, and your intonation all at once. You're not just learning words. You're learning how to sound natural, how to flow.
Okay, but where do you find good material for this? Like, what kind of videos work best?
YouTube is perfect. Find videos where people speak clearly. Interviews, vlogs, even news reports. But here's the key. Start with slower speakers first. Don't jump into fast-talking YouTubers right away.
That makes sense. But what if you can't keep up? Like, what if they're speaking too fast? Do you just give up?
That's totally normal. You can slow down YouTube videos to 0.75 speed or even 0.5 speed. No shame in that. Even advanced learners do it. I still do it sometimes when I'm learning new accents.
Wait, you're still learning? Even though you're already fluent?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always picking up new expressions, new ways of saying things. Language never stops evolving. That's what makes it so exciting.
That's actually brilliant. What else? What's method number 2?
Method 2 is something I call conversation stalking. And before you panic,
Wait, what? That sounds illegal. Should I call the police?
relax. I mean listening to real conversations around you. On the bus, in cafes, at the grocery store, in line at Starbucks, anywhere English is being spoken naturally.
Ah, like being a language detective, Sherlock Holmes style.
Exactly. You're not trying to eavesdrop on private stuff. You're just absorbing the rhythm, the slang, the way people actually connect words together, the way they pause, the way they emphasize certain words.
But how do you remember what you hear? I feel like I'd forget everything immediately.
Great question. I always carry a small notebook. Yeah, old school, paper and pen. And jot down interesting phrases or expressions I hear. Like last week, I heard someone say, I'm swamped, and I had no idea what that meant.
And swamped means?
Super busy, overwhelmed with work or tasks, like you're drowning in responsibilities. See? That's something you'd never learn from an app lesson about how to talk about your schedule.
Wow, that's so much more useful than memorizing "I am very busy" from a textbook. It sounds so robotic when you say it like that.
Right. Real English is full of these colorful expressions. I'm beat, I'm wiped out, I'm running on empty, all different ways to say you're tired.
Which brings me to method 3. I'm listening. This is getting really interesting.
Reading, but not what you think. Not Shakespeare, not academic papers, not news articles.
Okay, you've got my attention. What kind of reading? Mystery novels?
Social media comments, product reviews, text messages between friends. Basically, how people actually write when they're not trying to be formal, when they're just being themselves.
Seriously? I always thought I should be reading like Shakespeare or something. Classic literature. The New York Times.
Haha, no way. I mean, Shakespeare's great if you want to sound like you're from the 1600s, but when's the last time someone said thou art in a normal conversation? Or wherefore art thou Romeo?
Fair point. So you're saying read Instagram comments, Twitter posts, Facebook rants?
Instagram, Reddit, Amazon reviews, YouTube comments, anywhere people are writing naturally. The real language of the internet.
But isn't social media English kind of messy with all the typos and shortcuts? LOL, ROFL, all that stuff?
That's exactly why it's valuable. Real communication is messy. People use instead of your. They write gonna instead of going to. They say wanna instead of want to. That's authentic English. That's how people really communicate.
So instead of learning perfect textbook English, you're learning how people actually communicate in the real world.
Bingo! And here's a bonus tip. Start commenting yourself. Even simple stuff like nice pic or thanks for sharing or love this. Don't worry about being perfect.
But what if I make mistakes? What if people judge me? What if they correct me in front of everyone?
Jake, here's that secret I mentioned earlier. Most native speakers make mistakes too. They use the wrong your/your. They mix up affect and effect. They write could of instead of could have. Perfection isn't the goal. Communication is the goal.
Wow, that actually takes a lot of pressure off. I always thought I had to be perfect before I could start speaking.
That's the biggest myth in language learning. You learn by doing, not by studying. Method 4 is my personal favorite. Find an English buddy.
Like a language exchange partner? Someone to practice with?
Not exactly. I'm talking about finding someone who's also learning English, maybe from your country or someone at your level. Someone who understands the struggle and practice together regularly.
Why not a native speaker? Wouldn't that be better, more authentic?
Well, native speakers are great, but they can be intimidating. They speak so fast, they use expressions you've never heard. With another learner, you both make mistakes. You both understand the struggle. It's less scary, less pressure.
Plus, you can help each other, like study buddies in school.
Exactly. You can practice conversations, correct each other's pronunciation, even watch English movies together and discuss them. Make it social, make it fun.
Where do you find these English buddies? Is there like a dating app for language learners?
That's actually not a bad idea. But seriously, online communities, local meetups, even coworkers or classmates. I met my English buddy in a Facebook group for learners, and we've been practicing together for 2 years now.
That's awesome. What do you guys practice? Just conversation?
Everything. We have phone calls twice a week. We send each other voice messages throughout the day. We even play online games together in English. Fortnite, Among Us, whatever's popular. It's like having a study partner who gets it.
I love that idea. Gaming in English? That's brilliant. What's the final method?
This one might sound weird, but talk to yourself out loud all the time.
Come again? Talk to myself? People will think I'm crazy.
I'm serious. Narrate your day in English. When you're cooking, say, "Now I'm chopping onions. Ouch, my eyes are watering." When you're getting dressed, "I'm putting on my blue short. Does this match my jeans?"
That does sound a bit weird, but I can see how it would help. It's like practicing without an audience.
It's like having a conversation without the pressure. You're building fluency, practicing pronunciation, and getting comfortable with thinking in English. Your brain starts switching to English mode automatically.
But what if someone hears you? My roommate already thinks I'm weird enough.
So what? People talk to themselves all the time. Plus, you can do it in your head if you're in public. The point is to keep that English voice active in your brain. Make English your inner monologue.
You know what? All of these methods have something in common.
What's that?
They're all about real, natural English, not artificial app exercises, not multiple choice questions, real language.
Exactly. You're learning how English actually lives and breathes in the real world, how it flows, how it changes, how it adapts.
But I have to ask, how long does it take to see results with these methods?
Great question. With shadowing, you'll notice pronunciation improvements in just a few days. With conversation stalking, you'll start picking up new expressions within a week. The key is consistency, not perfection.
And what about making mistakes? I'm terrified of sounding stupid.
Here's the thing. Mistakes are not your enemy. They're your teacher. Every mistake tells you something. Every correction helps you improve. Native speakers make mistakes too. I heard someone say, "I seen it" instead of "I saw it" just yesterday.
Really? Native speakers make grammar mistakes?
All the time. Language is about communication, not perfection. If people understand you, you're succeeding. If you can express your ideas, your feelings, your thoughts, you're winning.
So let's recap what we covered today. We talked about shadowing native speakers, listening to real conversations around you, reading social media and comments, finding an English buddy, and talking to yourself. 5 methods, 0 apps.
And remember, the secret is that you don't need perfect English to communicate effectively. Even native speakers make mistakes. The goal is connection, not perfection.
Now we want to hear from you. Which of these methods sounds the most interesting? Have you tried any of them before? What's been your experience?
Drop a comment and let us know. And if you're feeling brave, write your comment in English. Don't worry about mistakes. We want to see you try.
If this episode helped you see English learning in a new way, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real conversations every week. We post new episodes every Wednesday.
And share this with a friend who's learning English. Let's build a community of learners who support each other.
Thanks for spending time with us today. Until next time, keep practicing, keep making mistakes, and keep having fun with English.
See you in the next episode. Keep learning, keep growing.